Yep.
There we go.
All right, guys, we are back. It has been almost 2 years since this car has ran over here. I've done a couple videos on the turbo build, but actually I think maybe it's been close to a year since I've even posted a video on this car. I finally got to a point where I can safely start this car. It is by no means done. There's still a ton of work to do, finish work. The hot side is completely done. The cold side is not. But I'm not going to drive it today, obviously, but I want to hear it run. It's been my goal, and you're going to get to join along with me to hear this thing start up for the first time with the new homemade turbo kit that I built for it. So a lot of this stuff is kind of rough draft, but some of it is set where it's going to be. So let's check it out. So as you can see, we've got the hooker header turbo manifolds on this thing. Did have to build from driver's side to passenger side. There was a crossover pipe that I built myself. See down in there, we made a custom crossover pipe. They make one, but it wouldn't work with my deep pan. I put a new deep oil pan on the Turbo 400, and the pipe that came with the kit would not clear that deep pan. So I returned it, which was fine because it was super expensive, and finally fabbed up my own, going from side to side. And then everything you see up here, besides obviously the bought components and parts, was fabbed by me. So we got the pipe coming out, going up to, we've got our wastegate pipe coming up, which isn't in ideal location, but I think it'll work okay. So we made all this, T6 flange, T6 turbo. This is a 7183 Borg Warner turbo. And then we've got our 4-inch pipe coming out, which of course we had to do the fender exit. It was going to be really difficult to float everything off the engine and have it all be allowed to move. And so to solve that problem, I actually went with solid motor mounts. And if you recall, it's kind of difficult because my K-member I ordered with small block Chevy mounts. And I did that so that we could always go back to small block Chevy. So we had small block Chevy clamshells adapted to Dirty Dingo LS swap mounts to go to our LS engine. And it's actually kind of difficult. Well, it's not. Originally, I thought it was kind of difficult to get adaptive mounts. So I found UMI Performance. They make a set of small block Chevy rigid motor mounts. So I was able to buy those. So they bolt to my K-member. They adapt to my LS swap adapter motor mounts from engine to motor mount. So we got those put on, which you can't see them, but super nice part. They fit like a glove. I'm still running a rubber transmission mount, which is recommended from just about everyone. So we are rigid side to side, but we still get some flex this way if we need it. But once I put those on, I was then able to start fabricating everything else. So once I had the engine set where it was going to be, I was able to fabricate everything else. So that's when I went ahead and built my downpipe, which you can see we've got it rigid mounted over here. New water pump, which I know is funny because 2 years ago when I parked this car, it was because the water pump failed, and I decided that was a good point to go ahead and start with the turbo build. It took like 20 minutes to put that water pump on, so I could have just done that and had the car the whole time. But once I went down that rabbit hole, I was not turning back, and 2 years later, here we are. Anyways, this is done to our water to air intercooler. Now this is not plumbed from turbo to here. I need to fabricate a pipe that goes through here and then up underneath, and then we'll then go into that. Our radiator is in place for the time being, but it is obviously not hooked up. And then there will be a second heat exchanger up front here that will go off of, it'll run off a water pump, an electric water pump that will flow water to our intercooler. And then I've got another water reservoir I'm gonna mount up here somewhere. It's gonna be a little water reservoir for that system by itself. Obviously it's not gonna be integrated into the car's cooling system. But yeah, my garage is absolutely trashed. I've been thrashing for 3 days now. I finally got some time to just spearhead this project. We got some crude routed wiring. I did get my O2 hooked back up, welded in here. I've got a second one because I actually have a gauge in the car that I can hook this one up to. So while I did all the welding and all that, Got that put up. So the only thing I have left to do, I remembered when I crawled under the car, I put that deep oil pan on the transmission, but I only had 2 bolts in it. So I got that mounted up. I am going to put some transmission fluid in it just so there's some fluid flowing. I got a gallon I'm going to dump in there, which should be enough for the pickup to grab and keep things lubricated. Obviously, we're not going to drive it. I got fresh oil, an oil filter, so I got to do an oil change, and then I got new spark plugs. With the boosted application, we went with some BR70Fs, 3346 NGKs. Spark plugs, put the wires back on, oil change, transmission fluid, and then I've got the old battery charging over there. And then last thing left to do is to, somehow I got to wire it. We got to hook up a power and a ground. I'm going to see if I can get the battery to sit nicely on this corner over here to get our battery hooked up. I do have a battery relocation kit, so the battery will be going in the back, but obviously that's not installed. Like I said, there's still a ton of work to do, but I'm at a point where we can start this thing up and hear it run. So I'm gonna get everything else checked off the list here real quick, and then we're gonna fire this bad boy up, and I am so excited. Okay, we got fresh oil in it. We got transmission fluid in it. New set of spark plug wires. I checked all the connections. We did pour a bunch of water in it right now. So it does have, at least the motor has water in it. There won't be a water pump. For the time being, this is my turbo oiler, which I have set to a little drain down there. Don't like this. I was trying to get the battery back in here somehow, but it's not gonna work. And I don't know if this jumper cable thing's gonna work, but at least I can grab and disconnect real quick off our battery. Also, if you remember this guy, he was the one that did the first start on it when we just did the LS swap, and he's going to be pushing the button again. So I think it's time. Go ahead and flip the red switch up. Master, we'll see if we got power. Yep. Yep. Did the screen come on? Yeah, our screen's on. It is 100% red, but whatever. Okay, also keep an eye on the oil pressure gauge too. Let me know how high that goes once the car starts. So I think this is it. Go ahead and press the button real quick, and we'll make sure it turns over.
Ready?
Yep.
Hold it.
Yeah, hold it.
Alright.
Yeah.
There it goes. Oh wait, that was working?
It was working, yeah. She was a little unhappy for a second there. Go ahead, do it again. Okay, hang on. Go ahead and flip the master switch back down. Okay, now flip it back up. Okay, hang on. I don't hear a fuel pump running. Don't have good power. It's probably super unhappy about this. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now we got fuel. Try it again, Zan.
Alright.
Yep.
Here we go.
Keep going. I don't know if I stand right there. It's quiet in there?
Yeah, it was kind of quiet in here, but I could
Dude, that was so sick. It's got a massive vacuum leak somewhere. It has to for how high it was idling. It should not have been idling that high.
Yeah, the fuel gauge went up like 60.
Oh, the oil pressure did?
Yeah.
60 psi? Yes!
I just got sprayed by the sun.
Yeah, I don't know what came out of there, but it was not good. There you have it. That was my goal. I wanted to hear this car run this year, 2024. Unfortunately, there's still a ton of work to do to this thing to actually get it out of the garage running and driving. Yeah, we did it. It's running. And it sounds amazing. Insane. Oh. All right. Tell you what, I've been thrashing on this thing for like 4 days now. Staying up late, trying to get it done. I blew my intake apart, which isn't supposed to happen. We did kind of forget to tighten this down. Turbo was spinning, verified that. Great oil pressure. Motor still runs. Sounded super happy when it was cranking though, but whatever. It's $150. Yeah, once it fired up, it was good. But $150 junkyard motor. We can get a new one of those. Yeah, so anyway, that's gonna be it. Dadgummit, yeah, he's got it. I wonder if you say it.
Dadgummit, stay good. See you later.